What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a certified personal trainer and I share all things health, fitness, and my lifestyle on here and on Instagram. So make sure you're subscribed and follow along. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then you probably didn't know that I am pregnant. I just shared the news on Instagram a few days ago, I guess. At the time I'm filming this, and at the time I'm filming this, I am almost 6 months pregnant. After sharing the news, I posted a little question box on my story and I told you guys to ask me anything and everything, whatever you were curious about, and today I'm gonna run through all of my answers to those questions. Before I get into these questions, I just want to preface by saying, if you are currently pregnant and you're not having a pleasant experience, please do not compare yourself. I am well aware that everyone experiences pregnancy so incredibly different. I've spoken to close friends who have kids, I've spoken to women online who have kids, and everyone's experiences are just so incredibly different. Even women with multiple kids, each pregnancy has been so incredibly different. So just take everything with a grain of salt. I am simply sharing my experience. I did go through these questions this morning and kind of lump together any similar ones just because there were a lot of questions that were popping up frequently. But question number one, and probably the most frequently asked question, says, how are you feeling physically? Any symptoms? I feel very fortunate, lucky, grateful that I feel perfectly fine. And I actually don't want to say lucky because I want to give myself some credit. And I have talked about this on my Instagram story and I got so much kickback from other women, and who knows, maybe I am naive, maybe I am just lucky, but I do want to give myself some credit because I feel like I would feel worse if it weren't for the things I'm doing. The things I am doing being sticking to my normal routine. I'm doing the things that made me feel my best pre-pregnancy, just carrying them into my normal routine while pregnant. I'm still walking every day. I'm still lifting, working out, moving my body, playing with Scotty, eating healthy, drinking plenty of water, like focusing on my protein intake. Like all these things help me feel my best when I'm not pregnant. So why not do them while pregnant in hopes of them also helping me feel my best while pregnant? That's kind of my thought process. Also, I think because I was so healthy and fit going into pregnancy, I would like to think that that helps me feel great. Also, my husband is like 10 times healthier and more fit than I will ever be. So I'd like to think that that helps. And neither of us drink or have really ever drank like at all in our lives. And I have heard that that can also play a role in you not experiencing any crazy symptoms. So don't quote me on any of this. But I mean, it makes sense because I genuinely feel completely normal. I have no crazy symptoms of any kind. I would say like weeks 5 through 10, I was slightly more tired, but like nothing super noticeable. I would literally notice by end of day, like after dinner. So nothing crazy, but I'm still doing my norm. My doctor asked me about like my health and fitness habits going into pregnancy. She loved everything I was doing and she was like, great, continue as long as you feel good, keep doing everything you're doing. So that is what I'm doing and I feel great. All right, going right off that first one, the second question says, how did you handle first trimester fatigue and sickness? Like I said, no extreme fatigue, just slightly more tired, like weeks 5 through 10, no sickness at all, but I have never really gotten like throw up sick ever. Also, I feel like I should mention, I don't have any like period symptoms at all either. Like I feel perfectly normal when I'm on my period as long as I'm sticking to my normal routine. So like if the first day of my period would fall on a rest day, I would deliberately like get up and take a walk because that would help me have no symptoms. Like if I didn't, then I would have like a very slight backache, but like nothing else. So maybe I am lucky, but I would like to think that everything I do aids in that luck. Who knows? But anyway, I never get throw up sick. Like I genuinely think I have a cast iron stomach. I have thrown up 4 times total in my entire life. Once was a childhood concussion at gymnastics practice. I threw up once I got home. I was very concussed. Second time I had food poisoning from food at the mall as a child. Third time at college gymnastics, we had a really tough workout. It was like super hot outside. We came inside, like crushed the workout, loved it. Came inside, had a Gatorade chew for the first time. Those things are disgusting. They're so incredibly sweet. I literally, as soon as I put it in my mouth, I was like, this is not gonna be good. I projectile vomited like immediately from how sweet and like potent it was. And then the fourth and final time was literally 2 summers ago. I gave myself food poisoning from eating too many Smart Sweets, like the candy. They have like this fibrous wax in it that is really hard for your body to digest in large amounts. And I ate quite a bit of Smart Sweets. So then I was throwing up like sour Smart Sweets candy that night. Sorry if this is TMI, but yeah, those are the only 4 times. And I genuinely think I have a cast iron stomach because there have also been times where I have accidentally given people food poisoning. Like when we lived in Pittsburgh, our fridge went out, but we didn't know our fridge went out because all the lights stayed on. And I made us dinner with ground beef that was in the fridge and had gone bad, and everyone else got sick, food poisoning, and I felt perfectly fine. So yeah. All right, question number 3 says, how are workouts during the first trimester? I'm currently there and they are so few and far between. Like I said, I feel completely normal as long as I'm sticking to my normal routine. I haven't tried veering from my normal routine, and I kind of don't want to in fear of me then not feeling completely normal and great. So I have just stuck to my normal training split, which is 4 lifts a week, walking daily. So lifting wise, I do 2 lower body days and then I do 2 upper body days. My upper body days are super short, sweet, to the point, typically take like 20 to 30 minutes. And then I pair those with a 30-minute incline walk, like low intensity, steady state cardio, keeping my heart rate in the zone 2 range. And then my lower body days are a little bit longer. They are typically like 55 to 60 minutes of lifting. If you are looking for any type of like workouts, training program, I'm not gonna say they're like pregnancy safe, but I have been doing them my entire pregnancy. I have thousands of workouts on my app. It is always linked down below. If you've been following me for a while, then you have probably heard me talk about it heaps. But yeah, I have just stuck to my normal training split, lifting, walking, feeling great. Oh, and going right off that, like I said, my doctor said if I was feeling great doing whatever I was doing pre-pregnancy, just continue doing it. She did say if I were someone who hadn't worked out pre-pregnancy, this would not be the time to start working out because it would just be too much stress on the body. She also said it would not be a good time to take on activities like skydiving or boxing, but she was a-okay with me continuing my norm. All right, question 4 says, was it planned or an accident? It was planned. Question 5 says, how far along are you? At the time I am filming this, I am just about 6 months. Question number 6 says, how has your routine changed? It really hasn't changed at all. And maybe the reason is because we have Scotty, our dog. So like my day, genuinely since we got her, has really revolved around her. Like we wake up, we feed her, I have my breakfast. Once she's like rested a good bit, then we go outside and we do our daily 3. Then she chills while I work out in the garage, and then we play outside. Like nothing has really changed. We're just still doing our same normal routine, and I love it. And like I said, I would like to think that that plays a role in me feeling so normal. Question 7 says, go to yoga ball workouts. I have not done any yoga ball workouts. I genuinely didn't know there were full yoga ball workouts. Sometimes I sit on our exercise ball like while I'm working at my computer instead of sitting on a chair. Sometimes I'll sit on the exercise ball while like watching TV or something instead of the couch. But for the most part, I kind of just like pop on it at the end of a workout, bounce up and down a few times, do a few like figure 8s, hip circles each direction, call it a day. Nothing crazy at this point. Maybe that is something I will start using more, but for now, that's it. Question 8 says, will you be doing the same workouts or switching it up? Like I said, as of right now, I'm doing the exact same workouts. The only exercise that I have completely stopped doing is barbell hip thrusts. I opt for dumbbell hip thrusts. And then anything else, I kind of just modify as needed. For the most part, I don't really ever program any type of like crunching movements when it comes to like ab work. I kind of stick to more like core stability work anyway. So I'm really not having to modify much. Another exercise I did actually have to modify the other day were dumbbell renegade rows. Rather than doing them in like a high plank with my feet out and then like hands under me, I did them in a quadruped. So like kind of hands and knees, but knees hovering off the ground, hands under me. And I rode that way just because I felt more stable in my core in that shorter position rather than my body spread out. So I kind of just modify as needed based off how exercises are feeling. But workout wise, I pretty much do exactly what you see on my app. I would say I go a little bit lighter on barbell exercises just because I'm really focusing on my form and my breathing through each rep. So because of that, I just go a little bit lighter. It just makes me a little bit more comfortable. And then like I said, I have been doing a little bit of like breath work, core, pelvic floor, mobility a few times per week. But we will see how I eventually have to switch up my workouts if I have to. But I will definitely keep you guys in the loop with that on here and on Instagram. Question number 9 is honestly super similar. It says, are you having to modify workouts yet? How will you be modifying workouts, and can you share that journey? Yes, I will definitely share that with you guys. I don't really want to guess how I'd be modifying them. I feel like everything with pregnancy is so up in the air. Like things can literally change week to week. So I don't want to say like, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing a few weeks from now. Like I have no clue. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until I don't feel good. Hopefully I feel good as long as possible. But yeah, I would just kind of go with the flow, play it by ear, see how I'm feeling, adjust as needed. But I would definitely share that with you guys. All right, question 10. I got a lot of versions of this question, but do you think you'll be doing a pregnancy workout section and postpartum section in your app? Will you be launching a pregnancy workout program? Any plans for pregnancy related programs in the future? I do not want to say yes or no. Like as of right now, my answer is maybe, and let me explain. I first want to have my own pregnancy and postpartum journey and experience before ever trying to create a product to sell to you guys. I always test my programs before ever releasing them because I need to make sure that they actually work and that I actually love them. Like I do not release programs that I don't genuinely love myself and that I haven't actually gotten results from. Also, so many women do my crunch program postpartum. Like that is their first workout program that they jump into after being cleared to work out. I did not make that program with postpartum women in mind. So like thinking back at the programming, I wouldn't say it is like technically a postpartum workout guide. But I will say that so many women do it postpartum and they tell me they love it and it's like the perfect intro back into working out. So part of me just wants to do that program as like my first workout program back into training. But I feel like I'm still like so far away from that point. I don't want to make any decisions yet. I could want to make a workout program for myself and see how it goes, but I also need to get pre and postnatal certified before doing that because I would want to be pre and postnatal certified before ever creating a specific postpartum training program, you know? But I also just finished up my recertification process for my personal training certification. You have to recertify every 2 years, and basically what that consists of is 20 units of continuing education. So like I just finished up all that coursework and it feels really good not having coursework right now. All this to say, maybe we will see what the future holds, but it would not be immediately after me getting cleared. Like I release a program and do it at the same time as you guys. I would first test the program myself, make sure it gets me results, make sure it works before ever sharing it with you guys. So if I were to, it would be a ways down the road. So that's the answer to that. Question 11 says, are you gonna find out if it's a boy or a girl? It's a girl. I put that in my announcement post. We found out at 12 weeks, like through the blood test, and then it was confirmed not at my anatomy scan, but my next appointment, because at my anatomy scan, her legs were crossed the entire time. So like they couldn't confirm nor deny, but it is a girl. Question 12 says, how has your nutrition been? Any food aversions or cravings? So I wouldn't necessarily say I've had any aversions or cravings, like nothing extreme in either direction. Once again, back to like weeks 5 through 10, this is when I had like my very slight symptoms, if you would call them this. It wasn't that anything sounded amazing or super gross. It was just kind of like nothing really excited me the way it used to. So for example, pre weeks 5 through 10, I would wake up like excited for my maple latte, like so excited to make my maple latte and sip that. But then like weeks 5 through 10 hit and I was like, like yeah, I could have a coffee, like sounds okay. Like I just wasn't as excited about it as I was before then, but it was very short-lived. And then like eggs, I love eggs. But weeks 5 through 10, I was like, like I guess eggs sound okay. And then I would make them, eat them, and love them. So like it was more of a like mental thing. Because even if something didn't sound good, I would make it, eat it, and love it, you know? And I also think it's because I knew that like eating was good for me and like would help fuel me. So maybe I kind of like gaslit myself into not having any cravings or aversions. I kind of just eat my norm. I would say I'm emphasizing protein a little bit more than I was before getting pregnant. I try to start my day with protein just because I've heard how beneficial that is. And I also I force myself to finish at least minimum of 4 of these every single day. These are 30 ounces. One of them, I do my little hydration drink that you guys have probably seen me make in my full days of eating. It's magnesium, lemon, and salt. It's kind of like an electrolyte beverage. It is so freaking good. But I drink at least 4 of these every single day. And then a little bit of emphasis on protein and eat my norm balanced diet, mainly whole foods, but still enjoy all my favorite like not so whole foods in moderation. Don't overcomplicate it. All right, question 13 says, will you be having a registry? Can you share links? I do have a registry. It is private. It is just for friends and family. And it's honestly more of like a Christmas list / place for me to keep track of all of these links so that I don't have 50+ tabs open on my computer at once. We are not having a shower. I didn't have a bridal shower. I personally think showers are so weird simply because I do not like that type of attention. Like it just makes me uncomfortable. Also, we don't live near family. Like we are a plane ride away from family. So we don't want to ask family to fly here and also bring a gift. And we don't want to drive home because we have Scotty, our dog, and then not have room for any of the gifts in our car once you factor in us and Scotty. So it just doesn't make sense to have a shower. But we have the registry. So like if friends or family ask for it, I do share it with them, but it is private and it's kind of just a place for me to keep track of all the things that we want to buy. And I'm not gonna share links to anything because I don't recommend anything yet. Like I need to try things out before I can recommend them, you know? Question 14 says, which prenatal are you taking? I am taking the Thorne Basic Prenatal. It's like 3 capsules every single day. I just take them right in the morning before I eat some breakfast. No issues, love them. We love Thorne as like a company. Like they're the only supplements my husband will use. I only use their collagen and magnesium just because that's all I use. And then now they're prenatal, but no issues. Absolutely love it. All right, final question, question 15. It says, how has it been seeing your body change? Honestly, perfectly fine. I feel like if you've been following me for a while, then you know I'm really big on how I feel rather than how I look. And I guess part of the reason why I'm so cool with seeing my body change is because I still feel great. Maybe if I didn't feel great, I would feel differently about how my body looks as well, but I feel great. I am perfectly fine with seeing my body change. I'm well aware that like pregnancy is not going to be like the hottest stage of my life. I'm not gonna feel my most confident during pregnancy in the clothes I'm wearing. It's not gonna be when I look my best in a bikini, but like I am a-okay with that because it is such a temporary time period and because you're literally growing a human child, which is insane. Like I try not to think about it too much because it literally blows my mind that there is like a human just like swimming around in there or doing whatever they are doing. It's crazy. But all that to say, I am perfectly fine with seeing my body change. Like I knew I was gonna get bigger and squishier and softer and not be my normal kind of shredded self, but that's perfectly fine. Like that's a price I'm willing to pay for having kids. So yeah, I'm cool with it. It does kind of sting a little bit on the business side of things just because I have tracked a lot of analytics within my business, and my business always does its best when I am my most shredded, which makes sense in the personal training space. So given that for the duration of my pregnancy, I am obviously not gonna be my most shredded, and probably sometime postpartum too, I have lost thousands of followers. I'm hoping to gain thousands of pregnant women followers or postpartum mom followers. So I'm trying not to like dwell on the followers lost, but it does kind of like not sit right with me given that 98% of my following on Instagram is female. It's just kind of weird to me that like women unfollow other women for getting pregnant and like not looking as shredded as they once were, but it is what it is. Life will go on, business will go on. Very excited for what is to come, but I am perfectly fine with seeing my body change because it'll all be worth it. But anyway, that is gonna wrap up this pregnancy Q&A. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them down below. Knowing me, I will probably do another one of these like towards the end of my pregnancy or like sometime in my 3rd trimester. So stay tuned for possibly another question box on my Instagram story in the next few weeks. But yeah, thank you guys for all the love and support so far. Ever since sharing on Instagram, I've gotten so many DMs every single day from other women who are pregnant or due around the same time, or they just had a kid, or they just found out they're pregnant. And just everyone has sent like so much love, so much support, lots of excitement. And I just wanna say a big thank you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you all next time. Bye.